What is up, everybody? It's your boy JT,
Hey, girl, Nini.
and we are back with another episode of Pillow Talking
That's right.
Podcast. It's been a minute. We had a great holiday break.
Mm-hmm.
Thanksgiving was amazing.
Yep, it
Even,
was.
I mean,
It was delicious.
for us, Thanksgiving didn't change because we don't really do the whole 1,000 people gathering. We always
Yeah,
keep it small, whether it's my family or her family.
yeah.
So
It's
for
a
us,
yeah.
it was pretty traditional to say it, and
It was a lot of traditional. Like my grandma had said, texted everybody to wear their mask, but nobody did because it's a little bit of people. like
yeah, I mean, we all, I mean, and the place we were at, if you don't know, like it's big enough for us to even like the
yeah, we
table was
wasn't even
spaced
really
out. We
all
weren't
on
all
each
on
other.
each other,
Yeah,
like yeah. So it was good, and
yeah,
we had a lot to be thankful for. Just making it to Thanksgiving
yeah.
is
Wow,
by itself,
all of us.
by
Yes.
itself is enough. So I hope you enjoy the holidays. We will get to some relationship topics. We have started a new book that we're reading together
Right.
called Covered
Mm-hmm.
by Aston Martin's Our Faves. They're
Whoop
like
whoop.
our, I don't want to say parents because like try to make them feel old.
Right. I definitely think they are our aunt and uncle.
I
That's
don't even know that because I don't want to,
well,
they're
I'm
not,
not saying it that way. I'm saying
okay,
because we look, there are people who we
they
can
are,
learn from.
right. We look at them as almost like, not a relationship goal, but literally people who have been through the stuff that we probably been through.
Our married elders is what I like to say.
Married, that sounds really old. I'm
No, it sounds like they've been
I don't
married for a
know.
long
They are
time.
our.
It sounds like married for a long time.
I don't know.
They're old. I'm not gonna.
They're not old.
They're marriage champions.
Yeah, they are marriage
They're
champions,
seasoned marriage champions.
seasoned saints.
Okay.
But no, for real talk, this book is amazing.
Yeah,
We're
they're
gonna talk
really
about it
good.
later. But let's just start. There's so much we haven't covered. We have been a while, so let's just
Yeah.
start with the foolishness and get it out the way. Let's first start with this restaurant in Texas where the dude told the girls, "Hey, would y'all mind not twerking on my tables?" You ain't see that?
No, that's foolish.
Okay, anyway, I'll put the clip here. But basically, this guy, it's a restaurant. You know how those restaurants that play like party music while you wait
Yeah.
for your food, but it's not a club. It's a
Yeah,
restaurant.
it's a restaurant. They got good music,
Good music, good
basically.
vibes. All right, so women started dancing, twerking, standing on the tables.
Oh no, ma'am.
Right. So he went and told him like, "Hey, calm it down." The
Yeah.
first time
Uh,
peacefully. The second time he was upset because of course they didn't
they did it
listen.
again.
They're
That's so
drinking, they're
ratchet.
drunk.
Oh, of course. You
So
gotta get.
he said some stuff. I mean, to me, and I agree with some people that he didn't have to curse and didn't have to do all that what he did, but I do feel he had every right to say this ain't that. Like this is a restaurant. This is not the strip club. It's not a
Yeah.
club. This ain't that. So we not gonna do this here.
Right.
The way he did it, he could have. You have to always be professional. I always
Yeah.
tell people this. Even don't let people get you out of character
Character.
ever, because once they do that, now people can say, "Oh, you should have did it differently." But if he would
Yeah.
just been professional, 100%, it's not. You can tell him because one, it's his private place,
Right.
and that's something that people have real bad nowadays. They want to
Understanding of
dictate
yeah.
what they do in other people's
Places.
private place.
Yeah. This is not your house. It's not your place.
Right. Even when like we go all the time like with the mask. Like me and Dominique go out to eat. We literally be like, should we put one on? Because like we walk in and they look at us
Yeah.
like we are different. Like it's like almost like
Really, guys.
we're different gangs. Like we walk in with our masks, and then like the people who don't wear masks look at us like, man, what you doing over here on this side of town?
I like why you got a mask on over here, and I'm like,
Right? And it's so,
why are we the only ones with masks?
bro. I don't know how much that happens to us. Like we'll go somewhere, and me and Dominique will literally look at each other like, wait, should we wear a mask here? Cause like I don't want them to like spit in my food or think I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so polarizing. Like people look at you. I don't know. It's so hard to explain, but yeah, that
It's
just
crazy,
goes to
though.
show you that people, even though they can post rules and signs and all that stuff,
Yeah.
people still think they can do whatever they want to do just
That's
because
true.
they're grown, and
Yeah.
you cannot.
You cannot.
if me and Dominique got a
The
restaurant
rules
and
still apply.
we say you gotta wear a mask to come in, or you can't dance here, or you can't do this here, it's our private place. It's not a public place. This is not tax
This is not
funded.
your place,
It's
first of
not
all.
your house. So this man say don't dance on his furniture.
Excuse
Simple.
me.
Don't dance. Did he have to curse some girls out? No, he didn't. I get it. But the message was was right.
crazy.
The method was wrong.
Right.
Point. Stop.
His approach.
We gotta learn. That's what I'm saying. Like I love our culture. I
That's
love how
not
expressive we are. But twerking at
It's
a
a place and a
restaurant,
time for that.
Say it
And
again.
it's a place and a time
It's
for
a
that.
place and a time
And we
for
literally
everything.
tell our 5-year-old that.
Right. A restaurant where food is being served.
Foolishness
You're
is a
not
place and time
supposed
for
to be
foolishness.
standing on tables twerking, man.
Like,
I don't care. I don't care
No.
what song come on. You know, we go out to eat all the time.
but standing
Music
on the
be coming on.
table,
We might
like
see.
not even just
And
standing
that's
up.
my little thing. Do a little two step.
Sis, you was on the table.
Snapchat on. Hey, with the vibes. But on the
You
table,
was on the table. I
Bro,
can't
on
even
the
fathom what I would have
table.
done if I would have started out of
See,
like,
I'm gonna put the video in the thing, but I'm gonna find it real quick for you. But yeah, like, and to me, the part that got me is that people really said he was doing too much.
so she wasn't doing too much.
Thank you, and that's all I had to say about it.
No, I really believe it's very hard to keep your cool when dealing with
Look,
ratchetness.
this is the video. This
It
was the
is.
girl in the restaurant. This is a restaurant. And so the guy had originally
It
came
looks
to
nice
him.
too.
It is it's nice, kind of. I don't want to say upscale, but it's not like a little,
No, I
Waffle
mean
House.
by the furniture, it looks
Yeah.
nice.
So the dude was telling him like, "Look, this ain't that," and people was like, "Oh, they went too far." No,
Stop.
and that's my
Nobody
thing.
wants to be told anything.
Right, and that's
2020, don't tell me nothing.
that's my thing. Stop. We
I don't wanna
gotta
hear
stop
that.
justifying.
Everything is
The
justified.
foolish,
It's
like,
sickening.
It's
Ugh.
no argument here. He didn't have to curse, and he probably, like I said,
His approach was wrong, but yes, but the
his
message
approach wrong, but his message was true.
right. He was
His
right.
method was wrong. Message was true. Hey, this is not a strip club. This is not a place where you do that.
'Cause
Now
it's
he
not.
didn't have to, curse and be demeaning and say all the other stuff. But
Mm.
I mean, he did. I mean, I don't always say what people shouldn't
mean,
do until I'm in that situation.
And also, let's see if this was more of a woman. I don't think the woman would have said that.
right.
But this is a man, so you don't know what people. You don't know how people live their lives. You don't know how people talk. Like that could be just a regular way he talks.
Right. And that's why I be saying
Talk
that's-
about foolishness.
Bro, but that's
you know?
why I'm big on this. I don't like to argue with women because I don't
Yeah.
want to cross the line.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's almost impossible to argue with. This is how I feel. I could be dead wrong, but for me. I feel like I'm a eventually cross a line. Not even with words, but it's just like the way I'm talking might come off as too aggressive to be talking to a woman like that. So it's
Yeah.
like I just avoid conflict with women. But for him, he probably was in a room. He like, hey, look, I'm telling y'all this, y'all not listening. So
Yeah.
the only thing I can do now is go off. Like
Because that is disrespectful. I mean, if
it's a restaurant.
this is my restaurant. I pay for
And
these
that's
couches.
my thing.
This is my stuff. What
This
are you
is-
doing?
And that's why I kept
Like,
telling people this is not a public place. This is not an airport where somebody walk
Yeah.
by you doing
like
something.
this is
or-
literally the owner. Like, what
or
are
a
you
club
doing?
or a park or something
Yeah.
like that. This is his private venue, and like I said, just respect people. Like you go
Yeah,
somewhere,
let's-
if somebody have a party at their house, if somebody do this, respect their rules at their
yeah,
establishment.
respect everybody's space.
Just respect people rules. Like when you
Yes.
at somebody else's house, you don't tell them how they stuff go. And
Yeah.
this is the cool part. You don't have to eat there.
Goodbye.
You are in Dallas, Texas. Plenty of other places you can go eat.
Plenty for you to be twerking. You can go to a bar.
And that's my thing. Like you have just like he has the right to come tell you, hey, I don't want that
does.
here. If you feel like, man, he's not catering to
I
this
don't want to be here.
demographic,
Okay.
put the peace sign up,
Deuces.
be out. The next thing I want to talk about, you probably didn't see this. Maybe did you see the picture with Smokey Norfolk and his son?
I don't know, babe.
You be on social media a lot and you never see anything. Okay, Smokey Norfolk posted a picture with his son, 16 years old, came and literally got on him, fell asleep.
That's so sweet. Oh, I hope my boys do that.
Love this. Like to this day, I still wrestle with my dad. I'm probably gonna do that till he die. I die. Like that's just the relationship we have, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Still ask
But some people
lays on his mom.
nowadays, if you read these comments, people are like,
That's-
"This is weird. He's 16. Why is your 16-year-old laying on you like that?" Like,
All right, whoa.
do y'all understand the love of a
What?
father and a son, like that connection? Like, why y'all trying to pervert
Heard that. Like, what's
something
wrong with
that's
y'all
so
mind?
pure? The love
Yeah.
between a father and a son,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, and that's why a lot of dudes are crazy and stuff because they never got that
Have that.
embrace.
Women too, man. It's just a
They
parent
never got the embrace from a
Yeah.
parent, and it's sad that we can look at a picture of a
that looks
son
so sweet.
come and fall asleep on his dad's biological
You don't
father,
know what he was going through. First of all,
and you guys can find stuff wrong
negative
with this.
about that.
What is weird about it?
Nothing that
What-
they just ain't experienced
That's
it,
what I'm
and
saying.
that's the problem.
And if that's the case, I'm okay with it. Like if you say, "Man, this is weird to me,"
yes, but
or
this is not.
I've never saw this where I come from.
Yeah,
That's one thing, but to say something is wrong, what he's doing is completely out of line.
foolish.
You
'Cause
can share your experience without,
Yeah.
dismissing theirs. Like,
Yeah.
because I'm sure it's people who grew up in certain neighborhoods, certain environments, they never saw this.
I feel like if
This
you don't,
would be weird.
well, my thing, especially, I mean, if Christians were saying that, I'm really kind of looking skeptical, just because, I feel like
No, it was mostly. I'm not gonna say it wasn't Christians, but it wasn't like. No. Like I said, this was more just like
because
typical
we do that,
social
we want
media.
Jesus to wrap his arms around. We want Jesus is our Father.
This is typical like
the
social
same
media.
relationship.
Them social media shade room type comments. Where people always got something
just
to
looking
say.
for some mess
Right.
because your life is jacked up.
But it's nowhere in the world we should pervert.
That was beautiful. I hope
my kids. do that.
Yeah, like parent. If you're a parent, you would completely understand this
Yeah.
because that is one of not a fear, but kind of is like that your kids will grow up
but
and
now
not.
that you say that, I kind of before I had kids, I might be like, oh, that's kind of weird, but probably not because I would do that to my dad. So
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, if you experience the father, like a loving parent, and have a loving relationship,
right.
you will get it. And also, if you have become that loving parent, you will get it also.
I just saw that foolishness and I was like,
but I hope that our kids still do that.
Yeah, because
I didn't do that when I was older, and I wish I did do that.
Right.
For the betterment of our parents and us, like it makes you feel good as a parent.
Right.
That your older kid can just come,
and that's the thing, like
melt in your arms, like that.
And that's my thing. The fact that he is 16 and
find
still
comfort.
can find comfort in his dad shows that they're doing something right.
Yeah.
Because like you
That's
said,
not
we're
too
parents now, and I'm like, bro, my kids don't even like me no more. Like once kids get old enough to
We
walk,
I be nervous sometimes.
talk,
Yeah.
and
Like they're so independent, they don't.
food.
Yeah, food their parents. Like, hey, ma,
ooh,
like
yeah,
that's all it is.
Yeah. So that was that. Oh, of course, there was the whole Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. fight, which was stupid. Should have never happened. I don't want to see people that my dad saw fight still be fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's too.
Like, it's cool. I think it would have been cool if it was more of a, hey, Mike Tyson, playing around, but they was serious. I don't want to see my legends go out like that, man.
It's unnecessary. We ain't gotta do that for money.
No, I'm glad. No, they didn't do it for money. They both got money. Mike Tyson got stupid money.
Well, why did they do it?
Mike Tyson did it because fighting is all. I think the art and the training and the fighting is literally what he breathes, like that. He's a fighter.
Mm.
And so for him, he had felt like this void was in his life because you hear him talking. He kept saying, "Man, I miss this, I miss that, I miss that, I miss this, I miss this." And then he had got to a point where he had got fat, out of shape, and then fighting. Now you look at him, he's back chiseled. He cut like that. Is that mindset of getting ready for a fight and
is not natural to him and normal.
It's like it feeds his soul. Like
that's what he loves. Yeah.
Yeah. So for him, that's why he did it. Roy Jones, it was just a challenge to do it. Like you compete, you talk trash, you do it. I guess. I guess if that's what they need, yeah. But I don't know. I didn't like watching it. It's just like watching two old people.
Yeah, you'd be like, all
Uh,
right, go sit down.
yeah, it's
Like y'all
like
ain't even go sit
I think
down.
Snoop Dogg even said it's like watching your two old uncles fight. You know what I'm saying? It's like, y'all cut it out.
Yeah, stop. I'm not
Yeah,
even taking it serious.
yeah. Then Nate Robinson got beat up, which I always tell people: street fighting and boxing are two different things. Street fighting
I
is
saw that they was making
street
memes
fighting
out
is
of galore, and people
But
were
because I
mad.
tell people all the time, street fighting and boxing is a skill versus luck. Like street fighting, anybody can get knocked out any given day. One wrong punch, you out. Boxing is a skill. It's an art. It's a war, and the best way to win is not to be in it.
If y'all don't know, yes, JT loves fighting.
I love the
He
art of fighting.
yeah, he's not just going to like fight people, but he likes, yeah,
The art of fighting.
he likes the art of fighting. He likes to play fight around the
Martial
house
arts
too.
is amazing. It's
I
just
don't like it.
It's
but
crazy what the body. What It's crazy what we think is painful, but like you get addicted to it. It's almost scary. But no.
Help me.
Anyway, that's all I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on last week.
Yeah.
Drama, shade, drama. Not gonna talk about all
We're
that.
not going to
Yeah.
talk about it. Jesus.
But anyway, let's just go right into this cover.
Okay.
So first section, and I'm not gonna give away too much of the book because buy it. Um,
It's a really good book, guys.
and look, I don't really like books. I like audiobooks, but this book
He does.
is very I like stuff that's broken down.
I feel like it's easy to read.
Yeah, it's easy. It's a good read, and so that's
It
why yeah. But okay, so the first part of the book we read was about like safety and does a person feel safe to be themselves,
Correct.
and you know how important safety is for a relationship. And
Yeah.
the biggest thing I took away was that you have to stop using it or saying that a mistake is a transgression. Like they're two different things.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of times you fight and argue over mistakes because you view them as transgressions, as
Yeah.
these breaches of trust, as these detrimental things, and it's
Yeah.
really not.
Not.
Somebody forgetting to close a door after they, or for example, somebody forgetting to pick up their clothes after work is not a transgression.
Yeah.
It's not a cardinal sin. It's not something you should.
It's take personally.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and I think that was my biggest issue is every mistake I took personal. Dominique could literally, I don't even know, like forget something out, like didn't put something back, and I would be like, man, she did that. She know I don't like that. Why would she do that? Like she don't care about me. And you see how it just trickles down because you don't let mistakes be mistakes, and that's something from the first part of the safety because you have to allow people to be themselves without trying to force them into the idea of what you think a relationship is supposed to be, a wife, you know what I'm saying? Like we have these preconceived and
Notions.
things
Yeah.
off our experiences
Mm-hmm.
that we try to force on somebody else who may have lived a completely different life
Yeah.
and might think completely different. And that was my biggest thing. So now if she leaves something out, I just be like, you know what? Thank you guys for giving me somebody who leaves stuff out and will leave out on me. You know what I'm saying? I don't, because that's the difference, a mistake versus transgression.
Yeah.
So, boom. So,
Well, you literally did that the other day. Like whenever whenever I had said, come get the kids, and then you text me, I was like, I love you, because you knew that I was gonna do that.
yeah, I knew. And I knew. And the crazy part was, I was like, man, before I get comfortable, I know she go ask me to come help with the kids. I just knew it. Like, I don't even really get aggravated. I already knew what's coming.
And it came.
And it came. And I was, hey, man, I know it. But yeah, so what was your takeaway?
My takeaway, well, what you said, that was really good. I agree with that. That was my takeaway too. Also, a little bit before that, I think they said that not every marriage is the same. And
yeah, that's
no matter how many times people tell us that, we always look at other people and kind of like, well, they not doing that, or like, well, they do it this way. Or like, it don't matter what it might be. We just compare ourselves, and sometimes we do try to do what other people are doing instead of just finding what works best for
Right. And I think
us.
even like something they said, you might do it like you might do it without even thinking. Like some stuff you might do is because you grew up your whole life and all
Yeah.
the small, like the small sample size of relationships you saw your mom and dad, your aunts.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they did.
Yeah.
Like we all came together. This is what the wives did, or
Yeah.
this is what they did. So you might have grown up 20+ years of this is what they did as
Yeah.
wives,
So
or
this
is
is
what I
all what
heard
I
them
know.
say,
Yeah.
or this is what they fought about, or this is
Yeah.
what they say to do, and then you just doing it, and you think that's the right way, and then
Yeah.
it might not be. You know,
And that's why it's important to. Well, I've also learned it's important to listen and pay attention to your spouse, because you both are learning what the right way is for you
right?
as a couple. Like both of you,
Because
y'all have your own right way. Like we have our own right way. Other people have their own right way.
right. I mean, now there is like the foundation.
Yeah, I
and
was
stuff
said. Yeah,
like
the
that.
foundation is.
There is a right way to the foundation.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to say that anything goes, whatever,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about for like
handling things.
handling
There
things
is a right.
and
Yeah,
the way stuff is arranged and the way you
that's
it's
between you and
Right.
your partner.
that's a special covenant and thing that
Yeah.
you guys come up with. It's not
Yeah.
cookie cutter. It's no
Yeah.
perfect marriage.
And I like that they
to-
said trial and error. That
Trial
is
and
literally what it is. Like, yeah. It's like finding a good hair cream for natural hair. You find what works best for you. You find what works best for you and your partner.
hair cream.
Because that's the easiest, because you know how it took me a long time to find my products. It took me a long time. And I'm sticking to them.
Right.
I'm not changing. It is what it is.
Right. I mean, if hair cream is a good example for you, it's a good example for me. So, yeah, it's like hair cream. Sometimes it's creamy, sometimes it's, I don't know. But anyway, but for real, this is very important, I feel like, for any new marriage, is to
Yeah.
understand that mistakes are going to happen and not to take them personal.
Yes.
Because what
But
happens
grow from
is
them.
people do stuff and they might do it over and over again. And you might think they're doing
But
it
it's not
over
on
and over.
purpose.
It's a mistake. And it's not to say that
It's-
people shouldn't change
Yeah, because
or
they
whatever,
should.
because
yeah.
you should work on things, especially,
But don't
different
get
things.
angry
But if
or
somebody
take it
is
personal.
continuing, for example, and I'm just throwing, this is not the case at all, but let's just say that Dominique never put the clothes in the laundry basket. She just left them on the floor. And she always did that. If I say, hey, I don't like it one day, and the next day she did it, don't take it as she's doing that to make
You're
you mad.
disrespecting me. Like, I'm not listening to you. Yeah. I'm hurting you.
She's doing it because it's a ritual, and it's in her, and she doesn't have a problem.
It's a
with it.
habit.
It's a habit
Like,
that's going to take time
Yeah.
to work on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, give them time to fix it. Or at the end of the day, they might not ever change. You got to realize, you got to give them, you got to accept the flaws too. It's no perfect person.
Yeah.
People gonna have flaws, and
I
if
think
her
we forget
flaw-
that too.
If
Yeah.
her flaw is forgetting to put the clothes in a basket, am I really gonna have knockdown fights over that?
Right.
Literally, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah.
think about the stuff you're fighting over.
That makes sense.
Think
I-
about
I want to give an example
Okay.
that I've learned to live with, also being in the house. So, okay, my dad, he has a habit of having clothes all over, like, which is pretty normal for most men. But like, he has his shoes, like would have his shoes a lot of places.
Sexist.
No, it's not. It's just true. I mean, it's just true.
Don't get
Or either
canceled.
no, it's true.
Nah, it
And
is true. Guys are normally
like, you just,
sloppy.
it's not on purpose. It just is what it is.
Right.
Like, and so, like, I remember my mom would always be kind of agitated about it, but she never would fuss like at him, or like not
Right.
fuss at him, but like argue with him or talk to him about it. Like, she just would probably, like, in her own time, like, ugh, he left them clothes on again or whatever. But like, and I would always be like, why she never like tell him to like fuss at him or something? Like, it just has been years, okay? I like my childhood, and I'll be like, dang, daddy left his stuff again. But now that I'm an adult and I'm married, I realize like that was his own. Like, what was his other wrong thing? Like, what was he doing?
Right.
He
That's
was a
just the
great
thing.
husband.
That's what
He's
I'm
a great
saying. Like,
husband. Like,
and that's what I'm saying.
so
the
it's
reason that
like,
is the reason that
oh well,
makes so much sense
you know.
because, like I said before, if that's the one thing they do,
Yeah.
if that's the
Like,
one thing you gotta say,
okay.
thank you. Okay, God, look, that's
Thank
just
you for
done.
my man. Yeah, thank you for my
Okay,
husband.
like, is it really that
It's
big to fight
not.
about? And
It's
then
not.
on top of that, it's probably something you do that's equal to that they
Yeah.
just say the same thing about.
Yeah. It's
And
true.
once you think of that mindset and be like, look, I'm gonna be thankful, I'm gonna just do it or whatever.
Accept my shortcomings as I accept your
Give them
shortcomings.
space to be
Yeah.
themselves, man.
Because
Like,
it's not bad. Now we're not talking about like cheaters and you constantly cheating. We're
yeah,
not talking about that.
we not
The book
shit,
also
that's a transgression.
says that too. Yes, that's a
That's not a mistake.
transgression.
We're talking about mistakes here.
Yes.
Mistakes. Me leaving the clothes
Simple
out. Me
things
not
that you
washing
argue
dishes.
about
Me.
that you don't need to argue about.
Yeah.
We did that a lot
Right.
first year. Simple stuff all the
It's
time.
simple stuff that will get you.
Will make
And it
us
will blow
explode.
And then the crazy part is it'll blow up into something that you never wanted.
Yeah,
Like,
you
you'll
like,
just be
how did
saying
we get
stuff.
here? Yeah.
Like, then you'll get into a battle of who can say the most hurtful
The ugliest
thing, who can make
things.
this person feel bad, all over something simple.
All over
a
because
mistake.
somebody didn't let the water out or something.
Not somebody cheated, not somebody beat you, not somebody
A simple household
disrespected
mistake.
you, not somebody abused the kids, not somebody.
Nothing.
Something simple can turn it, and that's I think the most. I'm glad they actually started the book with that because I feel like that's a problem that most people have.
Yeah.
Like, we keep doing this, that. It's probably over simple stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So right now, if you have any arguments or anything, I just want you to think: is it over simple stuff? If the answer is yes, stop. If it's serious, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
We're not talking about
Not.
transgressions. That's not a mistake.
We're talking about simple.
If it's something serious, don't sit there and keep taking. That's not what we're saying.
Nope.
We're
We're
talking
not
about
saying that.
simple learning,
Each other, simple.
stuff that happens. Like,
Yeah,
when two
most
people
of-
come
yeah.
together, whether it's a roommate, whether
Yeah.
it's a brother and sister.
Simple household arguments.
I don't care.
It's just-
Anytime you put two people together, there's going to be adjustments.
Oh, yeah.
Whether you're working with somebody
Off top.
at work, whether it's, like I said, siblings, roommates in
Roommates.
college,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Two people learning to live together is always going to be the, adjustments.
Yeah.
It's the same in a marriage.
You literally have
Even
to learn
more
each
because
other.
now you not only are you living with them, you sleeping next to them every night, you spending money with them,
Mhm.
you
You-
are
Doing a lot of things together. You are
having
one.
sex with them. I'm joking.
Yeah.
But no, no, seriously though, like,
But yeah, it's more.
yeah. And I think the next part of the book is, well, we did the first two in safety. I actually read all of safety, but it's like 4 different pillars. So it's like safety, security, trust, and empathy.
It's really good.
I guess we'll kind of cover each one for the next few weeks at the end of our show, and then yeah, it's kind of like a book club. If you want to read it, go buy it and read it with us.
Was the one about which one was about the lady and her husband talked? He did something without telling her, like having a brother move in or something.
Yeah, that's not there yet. We're not there yet. But I'm glad you read.
I also wanted to say that I love this book because I really like. First of all, I really like to read books. I like to write. I like to read books, but this book, the way it is made, is like there's examples and stories inside of this book, which I think is really cool. You know, you're reading a book of a story, somebody's life, but there's also stories inside of it, which makes it, I think that's really cool to a reader. Because
Right.
I'm wanting to know, like, what's next? What example are they going to use next? Like,
Yeah, it's
you know what I
dope.
mean? So I think it's really cool.
It's dope.
I feel like it touched on a lot of things just as, a person who reads books. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, so I guess we'll just finish up like we used to. My favorite segment, I love you, but I don't care. Pretty much we'll get to
And
talk
don't.
about whatever we want, even if the person doesn't care. And of course, I'm talking about sports. These Saints are the number 1 team in the NFL.
Boo.
That's all I got. You wearing a Saints shirt? That's all. I
JT
have to
bought me
say.
this.
That's all I gotta say this week. Saints are the number 1 team in the NFL.
They are. That's pretty good. But let's not jinx them now.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not saying. I didn't say nothing else.
Okay.
I'm just saying a fact.
Okay.
You can't argue that. You can't give
It's
me an
true.
opinion. It's
It's true.
9-2.
It's true.
The number one team in the NFC. You can't argue
It's
that.
real in stone. It's set in stone right now. It's true.
Right.
For me, it's cold, guys. JT is like,
I ain't turning.
I literally had to. I asked him, "Can I turn the heat on today?" Because it was
like, I don't know if it's
Y'all.
I don't know what it is. I just don't like turning the heat on. Is that a black thing?
no, I don't. I think it's an up north thing.
I'm from Louisiana. But no,
No,
is it
he's
a black?
from North Louisiana.
I
It's
don't
colder
like turning
over
the
there.
heater on unless it's like
I'm not used to that.
15 or 20 degrees.
50 to 20, 30,
No, 15
40,
to 20 degrees.
30 to
Oh, because
45.
You got to
Turn
think
the
about
heat
if it's 30 degrees outside, it's gonna be like 65-ish, 60.
That is too cold.
No, it's not because when we had the air on, that's what it set on.
We have circulated air in here. We don't have full blown just nothing like air just seeping into the walls. 65 degrees air. We have air conditioners, 65 degree air. It's something different about it.
I don't
the
know.
chill that comes over me.
Are you
I
saying
said
it's
it
a
creeps.
different cold?
It's like it creeps up.
So are you
on
saying it's
me.
a difference between 65 when it's hot?
I'm saying that's a
or
difference
65
between
when it's
65
cold?
inside of a
This is what I'm saying.
house and outside.
No, this is what I'm saying. Are you saying that 65 degrees, if when it's summertime and our house say 65 on the thermostat, you saying that's different from when it say 65 now in the winter, even though it's the same
Man.
temperature?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that it's different when you have air blowing. The air conditioner is on 65 and it's set to make the house 65. Whereas outside is freezing cold and there's no air, there's no heater, nothing on, and it's 65 degrees in here. It's a different kind of cold to me.
Dom, it's the same temperature.
No. Yeah, it's the same temperature,
It's
but
literally
it's
60. That's
the
what I'm saying.
chill.
That's something,
It
I
almost
think
feel like it's
no,
62,
no, it's mental.
61,
It's
60.
mental.
The chill
No, it's
down my
mental.
spine. It's cold.
You will turn the air conditioner on in the summer on 65 and it'd be perfectly fine. But now all of a sudden, when the house is at 65 with no air blowing,
It's too cold
it's
up in
too
here.
cold.
Yes. Let me tell you
It's
why.
the same temperature.
No. Because when you turn that air off, like when the air is on auto, and it chills down and it gets a little warmer, the outside, it warms the room. In the cold, it stays cold. So like if I take off my jacket, of course I come from outside, I take off my jacket, it's warm, of course. Once I get comfortable, I'm like, dang,
But
it's
still
freezing.
65. Okay, good night.
No,
This is
you're
why-
not making sense.
No.
You're not understanding me. I mean,
You are saying that it's a difference between 65 inside the house when it's cold.
yes. You know
versus
why?
65 when it's not.
Because it don't get hot. When it's in the summertime, if you turn the air off, it'll get hot. So that's why but in the winter, it don't get hot. It just
You're
stays.
hurting my head.
It stays cold.
This is giving me a headache.
And that's the
It's
point.
the same
It's too
temperature.
cold for too long. It stays cold.
But in the summer,
I get a break. Okay, the 65 is cold. I told you that all the time. But in the summer, I get a break because when the air turns off on auto, because that's what we keep
so
it on.
you saying in the summertime it's on 65, it turns off and then it gets warm and then
it turns back on. Whereas in the winter, it just stays 65 if nothing is on. It's just cold. Like it's cold.
Okay, so basically you saying
And the house should not be cold. The house should be warm and
Okay.
cozy and snuggly with hot chocolate
right,
and
good night.
Christmas trees.
good night, guys. Thank you for listening to Pillow Talking this week. I'm sorry you had to listen to that.
They get me. You guys get me.
No, all right. I'm gonna make a clip out of that because
You guys literally get what I'm saying. No, and don't be picking no bad clip.
no, because I just want to know if 65.
No, I'm
How
telling
can
you.
65
I'm
be
really
different?
I'm
No,
telling
I'm
you
not doing
why.
this again. I'm not doing this again. Good night.
I'm telling you why. But good night, guys.
Be merry.
It's the season. Greetings. Good night.
Oh yeah, it is, man. Christmas, almost
Happy
Christmas.
holidays.
Real quick. You know what's crazy? It's like the last thing. Sometimes I realize that we care about two different things. Because you were talking about Christmas gifts today for the kids. I'm like, I forgot all about that. Like I don't even.
Yeah.
Like
I've been talking about Christmas since 2 days ago. I
October.
literally started. I said, "Oh, you know what time it is? It's time for Christmas carols."
Mhm.
Then I've been talking about a Christmas tree. I've been talking about gifts. Like, what do the kids want? Should we get this? I've been talking about all that.
Bro.
They do have enough, and that's why I only want to get small gifts. Like I said,
We need to
always
give people stuff.
no,
year.
we do that. Well, me and Evan do that with his toys, and he loves that.
Yeah, we gotta give stuff.
He knows that he has to give his toys away before he even think about getting a new gift. It just is what it is.
Okay, well, that's it.
But yeah, good night, guys.
Thanks for listening. You guys are amazing. We're thankful for every listen,
We
every
are.
download,
Yes,
every
Jesus.
like, every
Comment, every subscription.
comment. Yeah, I mean it's just
We
amazing.
appreciate you
Like,
guys.
I don't care where you from.
You are
Amazing.
loved.
So
Thank you guys. Good
I
night.
forgot to say last time to close it.
Dang it!
See, good night. See, nope, you gotta.
I
you
sleep,
gotta go
you
learn it.
sleep. We all sleep.
That's not it. Good night. Bye. It's getting weird.
Okay.